And the chicks are getting big enough to want to explore. They don't want to stay inside that little stall with mom, which, does that not remind you of our very own lives and our children? As they get older, they start taking more and more risk, and you can't stop it. You want to just put them in a cocoon and protect them and hold them and keep them safe. But you can't always do that. I don't see those little chicks anywhere. Have y'all ever noticed that sometimes the more protective a parent tries to be, the more rebellious the kids want to be? Here's an example. Preacher's daughter. Oh, the preacher's daughter. There's trouble in Denmark. Can y'all hear all this? There is trouble in Denmark. Try to figure out what's going on here. Well, she seems to be upset, and for good reason. I only see 2 of her babies in there with her, which means that somehow, in the course of me walking out of this barn, we've had a little bit of a separation. And that happens. Those chicks are getting a little bit bigger, and they're starting to roam around a little bit. And I don't know where 2 of them have gone off to. And so everyone's trying to alert her and alert me that there's chicks on the loose. That's cute. Let's try to find them. Let's make let's make this into a little bit of an adventure. We're going to walk out of the barn now and head up towards the Littles pasture. But before I do, I have to stop in here and take care of this little baby and her chicks. Now, I'm going to pause the video right here so you can count. I see a mother hen and 1, 2, 3, 4 chicks. We leave the stall open by day so she can walk out and walk about if she wants to. But, we have a really bad hawk problem. And so she's been real smart to stay inside the barn. She does go from stall to stall, which is cute. All right, so we're on the search for one little chick. I don't think a chick that small could go up into the hay. So here is our broody hen who's laying on nothing. Baby. Man, there is serious trouble. Something's rotten in Denmark. Isn't that what they say? Okay, where do you even start? It's not really my job. These chicks, these chickens would be fine. Because the thing is, if that chick got separated from mama somehow, it could really be anywhere. So what mom's probably going to do, they're all trying to tell her that they're all trying to spread out to help find it. That there, he goes up high. He's like, I'll look from up here. I'm going to be the lookout from up top. And everyone's trying to find that baby chick. And now, even though I know that that chick will show back up, I am equally curious of where that chick is at. Because I can't let it go. He's like, nothing up here. He has a bird's eye view and he sees nothing, okay? Let me walk over here and look. Now, everyone's quieted down now. I don't know if that means they've all come back home. And I'll go check in just a second. Here are most of our chickens over here. Now, you know that we do free grazing chickens, and they help us maintain our pastures here. All right, and there's our turkey. Okay, so I do not see any of the little chicks over here. But I'm curious where that chick went to. I know you're equally curious. Mama has got quiet. So let's walk back and see what's going on with Mama. And see why she's gotten so quiet and see if she's found her baby. Pablo's come to join the hunt. Pablo and Adam or Steve have come to join the hunt. It could be under that tractor component. All right, let's do one more count. Okay, how many are in here right now? Wait. Now I only see one. Oh, no. Now I only see one chick. That's a little brown one. That's one that was hiding under there. I wonder if they've traded spots. No, there's nothing under here. Oh, okay. Now what's going on here? They can't be under there, right? They can't be under here. No. No, there's nothing under there. Okay, I don't understand what's going on here. Did she bury them? Are they buried? Okay, what's going on with you, little girl? Now we're missing 3 chicks. And I say missing, y'all. We're not missing. They're here. But they, trust me, they get separated throughout the course of the day. And the chicks are getting big enough to want to explore. They don't want to stay inside that little stall with mom, which, does that not remind you of our very own lives and our children? As they get older, they start taking more and more risk, and you can't stop it. You want to just put them in a cocoon and protect them and hold them and keep them safe. But you can't always do that. I don't see those little chicks anywhere. I know. How far would the little chicks have wandered? I feel so dumb sitting here going on a lookout for baby chicks who are only no more than teenagers, who are finding their little rebellion years. They're entering the years. So here's what it boils down to. This is what I've noticed about it. Kids, teens, adolescents, they go through some years of their life where all you can do is say your prayers. All you can do is say your prayers and hope that God can somehow keep them safe from all the things they get themselves into. And then you think back to your childhood. No, you do. You think back to your childhood, your teenage years, and you sometimes wonder how you ever made it to where you are now. How did you ever survive those years? And then you think about friends of yours that didn't survive those years. I bet you those chicks are under this feed. Where else could they have gone? And all they're trying to do is get out of the house. They want to get out and explore life. And mom's trying to be that umbrella mom and keep them all under her protective wing, which is what a lot of parents do. Have y'all ever noticed that sometimes the more protective a parent tries to be, the more rebellious the kids want to be? Here's an example. Preacher's daughter. Oh, the preacher's daughter. A preacher's daughter is known. Well, I mean, I didn't just create that. Everyone knows that you use that term, preacher's daughter, because it describes a daughter who was raised by a preacher who was taught right from wrong and your conscience and everything else. And everyone knows that sometimes those kids turn out to be the craziest, wildest kids out there as far as the things that girls get themselves into. They're preachers' daughters. I cannot believe that a man my age is going to get down on his belly and look under here to see if I can see any baby chicks, and I don't. All right, I'm going to have to give up this search because I'm tired. But what I'll do is this. Guys, what I'm going to do is this. I am going to put my camera on a tripod right about here, and I'll put it on a time lapse. I'm going to put it on a time lapse, and we're going to see how long it takes for mama to find her babies and reunite with them. So the time lapse was taking forever, so I had to finally stop that mess. But look, these two have come back home, and so now all we're waiting for is the prodigal son, which would be number 4. I don't know where he's actually at still. So we got 1, 2, and 3. And there's still one more out and about somewhere. But they are slowly making their way back home, guys. This is cute. I'm surprised, though, that Mom has not gone out to venture to find them. They have found their way back to Mom. Cute. You know, there's something poetic in that, if you think about it. Mom did not go out and venture to find them. They came back home. Think about that as it applies to us as humans. I remember when L.E. was younger, going through his young teenage years, and some of the things he would find himself into. As a parent, I couldn't follow him around and, remind him, hey, what would Jesus do? WWJD, and all of that. I had to just hope and pray that when all is said and done, he finds his way back home through all of the anger and the hate and the resentment that a teenager and adolescent feels towards their parents, and I guess anybody in authority. Whereas on our end, it's just love and trying to help them find their way along. They don't always see it that way. And so at some point you realize that you might be doing more harm than you are good when you just, you're always nagging, because to them it's nagging. To us it's just, I'm trying to help. And to them it's just, we're nagging. So at some point you have to just kind of sit back and say, Lord, let this kid know that when he's ready to come home, I'm here. When he's ready to come home, I'm here. I've told L.E. though, even when we argue now, sometimes I say, son, I will never abandon you. I says, no matter how much we may disagree or how much we may not see eye to eye on everything, I says, I will always be here for you. I will always be here ready to welcome you home with open arms. And he knows that. And so I have preached to him 100 times. I remember even when he was mad, I would say, hey, I'm going to go get something to eat if you want a hamburger. If you want something, let me know. Sometimes he wouldn't even reply. Sometimes he would turn off his red receipts so I couldn't see he even saw my message. And I know that was just his way to, but I would always ask. I never, ever, ever wanted him to think that I'm upset with you, so I'm not going to still be a loving father. And that's one thing that I will never do. And I hope that you never do, no matter how hard-headed, let's just say hard-headed, our kids can be. Never turn your back on them, guys. Never turn your back on them, no matter how much they disappoint you or no matter how much they may let you down. Don't turn your back on them, because that's, as a parent, we should not do that. That is the one, that is, to me, I'm going to say this. Now, there's a lot of things that a parent can do to really mess up your child. And there have been some parents who have really messed up their kids for life. Some of y'all are testament to that. Some of the letters that I get, you talk about your horrific parents and some things that they've put you through and maybe still do. But your child, this is in my opinion, I think one of the worst things that can ever happen to a kid is when they feel unwelcome, is when they feel like they're not a part of, or they're no longer a part of, or their absence is not even missed. And so I will never let my kids feel that way. I don't care if I have to go pull my kid out of a crack house. Seriously, or if I have to go drag my kid out of jail. I can be disappointed, but my kids will always know that even through my disappointment, I love them more than life itself. And I hope that all parents, if you don't now, you can at some point let your kids know that, because I don't think we tell our kids enough. Just my 2 cents worth. Well, friends, I am still looking for that chick. I'm beginning to have a bad feeling about this. And I hate to end a video on a bad note. I've come out back and forth throughout the afternoon. I've left a small crack opening but did that little guy ever come home? Move over a little bit. 1, 2, There's 1, 2, and 3. Nope, there's only 3. Oh, I hate that. I hate that. I will leave the door open a little bit. Just enough to where that little guy can get in if he does come back. Well, so much for my little life lesson. But I guess if you wanted to, we could turn it around a little bit to understand that sometimes they don't always come home. Wow. That's sad.